This is entry number 34 of Bill Adkin's life. And today we're going to sing a song, and I will sing with Bill. And then he'll tell a story about that picture he's holding. And he'll finish up with a story about little baby Allison.
Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter. Okay, so let's start with Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Fine.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Nice. Well, here's a nice picture of Jesus. I mean, I grew up with it, and we were, as my two brothers and I, were not ever allowed to touch it because it's so delicate, and I'm glad we weren't able to touch it, because why? I mean, it was necessary. But we all three, or the family of the five, all of us loved this picture. And it might not be representative of Jesus today, but I don't care. To me, it's representative of Jesus. I lived in the Middle East, and I used to dress in the typical garb that people wore, which was sandals and dishdasha and a cap and a scarf for the wind. And so I feel I have a special gift from the people there to understand the clothing that Jesus had available to him when he was a boy and a man. So,
how old is that picture, Bill?
I would say it is about 110 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is why I don't try to get a new frame or anything like that. I just enjoy this. And it'll be here with me all my life. I know I'm planning to live 30 more years, so I got to have a special place for it.
Can you show us the back, too?
Yeah. Here's the back. You can see how it's peeled and so on.
Yeah. Very, very, very fragile.
Extremely fragile.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Bill. While you're moving that over, let's start thinking about Allison stories.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Allison. My wife was pregnant with her. She was 6 years younger than David and 3 years younger than Aaron. So I had hoped to plan the kids every 3 years. That's what we were doing. And my wife and I had a disagreement one night, and she left in a huff in the car. We had a Volvo. I love that car. And she was gone about an hour, and she came back, and as she came into the backyard, her tire hit the curb and swerved the car right into a tree. And she was not hurt, so that was fine. And anyway, about a month and a half later, Allison was born. And at the hospital, the doctor told us that she had hyaline membrane disease. And the hyaline membrane, it grows over the lungs, completely over the lungs. And therefore the person cannot breathe because it's covering the lungs. and they're going, the little teeny baby, you have to understand that. And it was starting to dissolve, and that's what it does. And she was breathing a little bit easier, but that's all. And the doctor said, well, Bill, she's gone 2 days with this. If she makes it through the night, it'll be gone, and she'll never have to worry about it. And unfortunately, the doctor had to call me at 2 o'clock in the morning and give me the news that Allison had died. And that really hurt, really, really hurt. And I thought about it later, much later than after Nancy was born. Nancy was born 3 years after Allison. And no, she wasn't. She was born a year after Allison. And 4 years after Aaron. That's what I'm trying to think about. And I was so happy that Nancy had everything, you know, connected to her, and she was healthy and so on. And I kind of quit thinking about Allison because of Nancy was the one that was present. And she started as a little girl, just like everyone else, but she was very sensitive. And sometimes she would cry about something, and I thought, boy, is she ever sensitive. And so I was very careful. I always was very careful not to beat the kids, although I wanted to. David got one spanking, Aaron got one whack, and Nancy got one small whack. And she cried so much from that, and it almost broke my heart. So I decided I'm not going to punish these children anymore like that. I'll do it in another way, shake them or something, but I won't do that. And so as the kids grew, I kind of quit thinking so much about Allison. And actually, it wasn't until about 5 years ago, Nancy and I were talking, and I said, you know, Nancy, I feel that Allison is with you. She said, Dad, I've always felt that. And that kind of made me a little bit choky. And I said, well, I'm glad you feel that way. And so I feel today that I have 4 children. And the 2 girls are together. And Nancy has become a very important daughter for me. And it's unfortunate that Aaron died of a heart attack in Mexico. But when she did, then Nancy became the focal point for me. And I've thought more about Allison since then. And we don't have to talk about it. I just know the spirit is there with her. And so it's something that I'll be waiting to see her when I die.
Thanks so much for sharing that with me, Bill, and with everybody else. Have a great day. We'll be back again, okay?